Hello, I'm Phil Bruno, and I've been lucky enough to serve the hospitality and tourism industry for over 40 years now, starting as a busboy into frontline management, into education, and then consulting. I've worked for over 100 tourism organizations by now and helped over 50,000 workers. The name of my company is Treat 'em Right. If you're like me, you love this industry. The people are great. We love to get together, celebrate our industry, learn at the same time at conferences. And here's a picture of an offsite at a conference up in Nebraska in Lincoln a few years ago, where we're just hanging out and listening to local music in a field. I mean, it's just great times to network with everybody there. Now, we can't do that now, but we can still learn. Now I'm speaking to you who have been furloughed, laid off, or terminated just because there hasn't been any money in the budget for you. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. As a matter of fact, you're probably out there doing great things for your community by marketing and selling or being part of the visitor experience economy itself. So whether you decide to stay in tourism or jump to another industry, you'll have to be prepared for a totally different business environment. In tourism, we're moving to be more of a shared community value. So in other words, making sure that people understand what the tourism resource is that's good for their community. And that means getting right in there in the community as opposed to just being people who are kind of outside marketing and selling the place, okay? Very different and different skills. If you go into other industries, there's other things happening there too. They've gotten leaner, they've gotten more creative, and your agility, your flexibility, and your resiliency will be a large part of the assets that you'll need there. The Hospitality, Tourism, Travel, and Activities Recovery Registry is a not-for-profit organization created by us for us, a continually evolving platform dedicated to the long-term recovery of unemployed and furloughed peers. This training is intended for you to find and get hired for that next job. From a poll of HTTA registrants, you asked for more knowledge about basic interview skills and the Zoom interview. My role is to pass on skills and knowledge I've gained as a manager and trainer. At one point in my career, I conducted 800 interviews in about 10 years. Since then, I've educated thousands, both on the interviewer and candidate side. But let's start with what's happening today in interviewing. There are two roles in an interview, just like there always has been. It's the interview and the candidate. However, there are several more interviewers in the room than there were in the past. Really, it's not something new. It's been happening since the 1990s with Fortune 500 companies. They discovered that 3 interviewers will see more. 3 sets of eyes see more. 3 types of interview styles will uncover more. And for you, the good news is 3 possible hiring managers give you more of a chance to get that job. So one-on-one interviews, though, they're probably rare nowadays because HR professionals won't allow them to happen for liability reasons. Let's talk about interview basics. In an interview, you cannot not communicate. Find out what the organization's dress code is, and then just dress one step higher for your look. If they can wear t-shirts, wear a collar. If they wear collars, wear a coat and collar. Just because it's a Zoom interview doesn't mean it's okay to wear casual attire, because casual has so many different definitions out there. If you wear makeup to work, you should probably wear it for the Zoom interview, of course. You'll look better on camera. Some guys who don't wear makeup to work can also try it because you look better on camera. Also, prepare content by reviewing career accomplishments. Have your stories ready. You know, think about things you've done in the past that ended up great. And remember all the different story part about everything that happened there. Details make a big difference when you're answering a question. So think of how things went, who was there, what time of year it was, what year it was, all those numbers, dates, results, if it's money, if it's, just different other things, have that ready because that matters as well too. If you worked on a team and achieved a lot, that's okay to say we. It could be the differentiator for you. So make sure that your content, in fact, is ready as you go into an interview. It makes sure when they hear details, It means that these things actually did happen. And it also creates a memorable moment for you from that interview afterward in the interviewer's mind. More interview basics. Over the years, I've developed interviews for destination marketing organizations throughout the country. Here are a few titles with some of the questions that have been used. For a national sales manager, a question like this: if you elaborate on a situation when you were able to achieve desired results through your team setting objectives. Or, gaining the cooperation of others can be difficult. Give us a specific example when you had to do that. Both behavioral questions. The reason I like behavioral questions is because past behavior predicts future performance. In other words, if we know the situations that we're going to put you in, we want to know if you've been in them before and how you behaved, how you felt about it, what you did, what happened, what was the result. Because that's probably what's going to happen in that same situation when you work for us. Okay? Behavioral interviewing. Next, visitor services and volunteer manager. Give me an example when you had to work beyond your normal schedule to complete a project. Or tell me about a time when you handled a difficult situation with a customer or coworker. Well, who hasn't had to work beyond their normal schedule in this industry? I don't know anybody. There's nobody out there who doesn't have an answer to that question. The point is, how specific will your answer be? Okay, and the next one, who hasn't had to work with a difficult situation or a customer or a coworker? You've got the stories. It's just a matter of getting them right and getting them ready to tell. Convention services manager. Here's a guy who has a lot of stuff to do. This is a very important job. So the question would be, tell me about a time when you've eliminated or avoided a potential problem before it even happened. That's good. Share a time when you had the most success in building a team. What specific results were achieved? Once again, specifics. Building a team. Where were you? What was your title? What year was it? Who were the people in the team with you? All those things matter because they're making and they're cementing in that these things really happened, and they're giving you a memorable moment in the interviewer's mind that pops up later. Okay? Some Zoom interview basics. The first thing people are going to be looking at is you. Be sure you have good lighting on yourself. Something like this. Be sure that you're looking right into the camera in your laptop as well. Answer the questions to the camera and not the people on the screen, because they don't think you're looking at them if you're not looking in the camera. So don't have a camera looking up your nose. Get it to the right level. Put whatever you have to underneath it, magazines, whatever, a shoebox, whatever it takes. So don't be looking from side to side. That's another thing. That gives people weird ideas, and I don't know why, but it just does. Okay, you should test this out with somebody. We'll get more into that later. The next thing would be the background. This background here has way too much going on. It's like a library. I'm trying to figure out what titles some of the books are. I'm wondering how old that encyclopedias might be. I see that somebody needs to water their plants a little more often, and that's a pretty cool lamp. See, when I'm doing all that stuff, I'm not listening or looking at you. I might be looking at you, but I'm certainly not listening because I've got so much else going on here. So when it comes to your background, try and just use a flat color or something that makes you look good. The less traffic you have in the background, the better off for you. And the last thing would be sound. People are going to listen. Unfortunately, they'll still keep looking at bad video, but they won't listen to bad audio. So if you have an old laptop that might have a small microphone in it, you could sound tinny or like you're in a tunnel. My advice would be to buy a microphone or do something like this, like I do. I like these wireless earbuds that are Bluetooth into my phone. My phone can dial in to the meeting, and there's microphones, in the earbuds, so it all works out. Another thing to worry about is ambient sound. Kids playing, dog barking, I mean, that might be happening, but try to avoid it as much as you can. It distracts people, sends different messages as well. Okay? Finally, I'd like to suggest that you really practice a Zoom interview. Have a friend set it up for you if they know how to do it. They're free for like 40 minutes. You know, call in, do the thing, use the questions that I set up earlier, and, you know, write down some questions, write down those answers too. It'd be good practice. Now, that person can also give you feedback on what your lighting looks like, how you sound, all those things. You know, what's in your background. They'll be able to give you some good advice from that. And really, that's the biggest thing I really have to try to encourage you to do is practice this. You know, even if you don't get behavioral interview questions, you'll have those stories ready, and it'll probably blow those other questions out of the water. So I'd rather go in for bear and find out it's only rabbit. That's good. All right, that's all I have for you today. If you would like to let me know how it goes, I'd love it. I'm Phil at Treat 'em Right. If there's anything else I can do for you in this area, let me know. Also, there's HTTA out there for you. Don't forget, check the website often, htta.us, to see what they've got going on to give you other tools to get back out there and get that job. That's all I have for you this time. Till next time, I'm Phil Bruno. Bye.